You're very welcome.
Yeah, thanks, man.
How's it going?
Good, good.
Yeah, I always start with this question whenever people come here with glasses. Why do you wear glasses indoors?
I don't know.
What are you hiding?
I'm not hiding anything now. It just, it keeps me protected. Like,
From?
it just gives you that feel like.
What are you scared of? What are you
I don't know, maybe the
yourself
people behind the cameras now.
They're not going to do anything to you.
Me, I'll put that swimming, I see. Yeah, I'll put that back.
How's it going? Good to have you here, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
That's a very interesting video. I'm not Yoruba. What does Alaga Ibile? What does that mean?
Alaga Bile means, it depends on what context, but it means local chairman, it means, it could mean king of the streets, it depends, but, Alaga Bile is Alaga Bile, no?
Is that how you see yourself?
That's what people call me, of course. That's how I see myself, because, a couple of years back, the type of music I do, there's this tag, there's this indigenous rapper, but, I don't agree to that indigenous rapper tag. A rapper is a rapper. For example, Sarkodie, I don't understand what he says, but I know Sarkodie is dope. When you listen to him, he's dope. So there's nothing like indigenous rapper. A rapper is a rapper. You understand? We should try and we should respect the art and not the language. You understand? Yeah, just like Jaffet was saying earlier here, we tend to attach ethnicity and religion to everything. A rapper is a rapper.
Yeah, but then I know rap, for example, lyrics is very important when it comes to rap. I mean, that's why some people are called whack rappers, because they rap. They might sound melodious, but not necessarily lyrically in depth.
Of course, there has to be depth.
If you can't necessarily know what they're talking about, is it okay to still call them rappers? Without quantifying how good their lyrics are.
Of course, okay. For example, I don't speak Igbo, but I know Fino is dope.
Yeah.
I don't understand Igbo, but I know Fino is dope.
What if he's whack?
He's not whack. He's not whack.
I know
because I know
Igbo
people who tell me, you answer, he's not whack.
Okay.
You answer, there's this sound. You need to have that sound first. Then when you gather a lot of interest, people, you ask your Igbo friend, what's up now here? I want to ask you, what does this thing have, what you talk? Then you ask her, your Igbo friend, my fellow daddy, what does it mean? You understand? First, you have to gather the interest. Then, being whack or not being whack is the secondary. That's secondary. Yeah. But, the primary thing is, put yourself out there.
Let's even talk about that whack thing. How do you define a whack rapper, for example?
How do I define? I don't know how to define a whack rapper. You see, I'm not in the business of, judging people. I believe my job is, I'm principled. My job is to do mine. And, I'm not in the business of letting other people down or putting other people down. Because at the end of the day, Sound Sultan is a big bro. I was with him one day and, I was at his crib and we were just discussing about the industry generally, and it was like, these days, if anyone asks him about any song and should like when he'll be like, me or more, because if he says it's whack now, the next minute the song, the song might blow up, and at the end of the day, we're talking about results here now. Results matter a lot. No matter how deep or how good you are, at the end of the day, if you're not selling records, if you're not big, nobody cares. Yeah. So,
that's a very interesting point you bring up there. And it's something I want to talk about now when we're talking about, the Nigerian music industry as a whole. There's a lot of songs you hear on the first listen and you're like, nah, lyrically in-depth, lyrically poor, good beats. Yeah. And then for the next 6 months, that guy is making so much money off of concerts because of that song. Do you think, is it a healthy thing for the industry, or is it something that we should always expect?
I think it's the audience. I don't know if it's healthy or not, but I think it's the audience. If for example, if I put out such song and you guys say no, you understand, I'll go back and work harder. But if I put it out and it works, it has worked for 2-3 other people, what do you expect me to do? What do you expect me to do? Yeah. I spend so much. Music is very, very expensive, capital intensive. So I'm spending so much, I'm not making money. You're telling me not to, just do anything on a good beat. Of course I'll do it. If every other person is making money on it. But if the audience says, no, we don't want this.
Doesn't that take away from your musicality, the essence of your music?
Unfortunately, down here, people don't care that much. They don't, people are not willing to. You don't tell me I don't hear best ask me about lyrics last year. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe you're the first person this year to talk about lyrically, whatever. I've not heard that in a while. Nobody cares. Nobody listens. People don't even read about the artist
anymore.
They don't care. They don't care. People don't say, oh, that guy, the guy with the one with the white hair, the one with the, people don't dig, people don't research, You understand? All they just know is when they go to the club and like, what they listen to. And we as suppliers, we make the music. That's what we should be concerned about. What's going to feed you. For example, I don't.
So feeding is more important.
Of course, I don't have any. Bro, how could they shop? You will give me back.
Because some people like to claim, oh, passion, and I like to stick to what I do.
At
Money
some
is more
point,
important, of course.
like when I start for Kabasa, place, not a passion, but right now, bro, I'm going in, man.
So you just mentioned where you start. Let's talk about your start. You actually studied here purchasing and supply at Kwara State Polytechnic.
I go to Smart.
What were you doing in purchasing?
I just had to, parental issues. And I had to go to school. Let me just give you a quick one. I started with Kabasa. It was myself, Nice, and Jobless. Ajasa was our senior.
How long ago was this?
Almost 10 years now. Yeah, almost 10 years, yeah. Ajasa was our senior back then, and yeah, it was myself, Nice, and Jobless, same set. And, I recorded, I was pretty young. I started very, very, very early. Very, very early, I think 16 or so. So I recorded an album that never got out because my dad was like, you have to go to school, fam. Go write jam and go to school. Then, I went to school, then I finished my ND, then I came back again. I was like, my parents go back to school. Then after that, Nice had Gongwaso. Nice had Gongwaso. Then Nice was like, Remy, you can't waste now. You're dope now. Come. Then there was this joint on the Gongwaso album, Bachelor's Life. I think that was the track 8 of the album. So I was like, okay, I'll give you a joint to jump on now. Then, I jumped on the song, and everybody was like, is that you? Is that you? Really? Is that you? I was like, okay, I could really do this, like seriously, if Nice can blue, let me try now. Then, then I put out this single with Jobless. It was called One Chance. Burn it up, But I didn't get as much attention as I thought I was going to get because I was comparing myself with Nice. I was like, Nice, my G.
If Nice can do it.
Me, I was supposed to be blue now, but I just kept putting in work now. And it took me a long while though.
Yeah, I was going to say that because all of the names you mentioned are people who were actually big a couple of years ago. Nice was massive.
Yeah.
Ajasa was big, Jobless. How were you still able to sustain yourself? Seeing all these people you started with doing so well and you weren't?
I wouldn't lie to you, it was difficult, man. I think last year I was in Abuja with Olamide. I went for he had this album release party in Abuja, and there were a couple of us together. I think Fino, Casey, and then we're just talking. The Olamide was like, Baba, you try go. See that time, man, because there was this time I was backing Jobless up. While Jobless was big, Olamide had his first album, and we were doing gigs together. I was backing Jobless up. You understand? And Olamide was a younger one to us at Kabasas. So it was like, he used to feel very uncomfortable then seeing me backing Jobless up, and he was doing his thing on stage. And, I was like, man, that's life, man. Just, it doesn't work that way. Yeah. It doesn't mean because I'm older than you or, you meet me for Kabasa place. It doesn't work that way. Everybody has his own time. So,
What's your relationship with Olamide?
Of course, cool. Like I just said, we're from the same. The whole idea is people expect you to. We are competitors, of course we are. Yeah.
And I saw an interview where he said he was a studio rat where you were.
Of course,
where
I
just
told you.
How do you handle that?
It depends on. I enjoy seeing him do, what he's doing.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like I said earlier, this our brand of music now. A few years back, I remember going to certain awards with Ajasa, they wouldn't let us in. You understand? Yeah. But these days, the way it is. So I should be, the more the merrier. You understand? And yes, we are competitors, but we don't see ourselves that way. Yeah. We do songs together. We support each other at shows. You understand? I have a lot of respect for him. Minus the age factor. Yeah, Agbonaburu situation, yeah, but, this is, I have to be professional. We are colleagues. He's dope. I'm dope. You understand? We're doing nothing, but, we should stay together. People expect us to, but it won't happen, man. Whether or not I support him, he's going to be big. He's going to be successful. So why not support him? Why not do the right thing for once? And you understand? The more we are, there are a lot of people that people still don't know. There's Seriki, there's Obadice. I've known Seriki for years now. And he's still not mainstream. Why not support him and make him mainstream? So that, there'll be a lot of us, rather than, the 12 of us they can identify with now, start fighting.